financial consultants, Goldfinger, Office Cleaning Company, and the Pier Hotel. Now, before each bout, I will announce who the sponsor is, and we'd like a representative of the sponsor to come to the ring to present trophies to the boxers.
What's that?
First bout, we have Al Rodman, Horsley Hill, and Dick Ames from Simonside. Can you come to the ring, please? The winner, S. Davis, the blue corner. Blue 60, red 57, blue 60, red 59, blue 58, red 60. Three rounds, 1.5 minutes each round. In the red corner, K. McLeod plays fast. In the blue corner, D. Davis of Durham. Referee, North Coast. bonus points. The winner, Davis in the blue corner. The judges scored the contest: blue 60, red 58, blue 59, red 57, blue 59, red. In the blue corner, C. Nesbitt in the blue corner. The second scoring contest, blue 59, red 58, blue 59, red 58, blue 58, red 59. Trophies for this contest to be sponsored and presented.
Hedworth. Alright, feet first, mate. Come on, buddy. Show me those. Let's go. Show them up, buddy. Come on. Do it now. Alright, buddy. Come on, get them in. Shall I drop
see them.
Come on, Danny, 1, 2. Come on, and again, buddy.
Majority points, the winner, Hedworth. Senior contest, 3 rounds, 2 minutes each round. The judges scored the contest, blue 16, red 54, blue 16, red 58, blue 16, red 57. The trophy for this contest will be presented on behalf of North Interval Bout, sponsored by Horsley. Senior contest, 3 rounds, 2 minutes each round. In the right corner, D. Noble, Horsley Hill. are being presented on behalf of Goldfinger. you. Red 60, blue 59, red 59, blue 58. Trophies responders. Sponsored by Horsley. Senior contest, 3 rounds, 2 minutes each round. In the red corner, Hedworth, Horsley Hill.
charge this time, last time, if you were a video.
I tell you, charge 25 and do the video. What's he put in his videos like that?
Kenny.
Oh, is that the last one?
Very good.
Saying that it was all over. That's one I'm going to know, actually. How long it is, like?
That was the one week.
How much is he charging for a copy like that?
Well, the last time he charged me £5.
That's extra now.
So I think it was £6 anyway. I mean,
unanimous points, the winner, Hedworth in the red horse. The tournament score contest, red 62-57, red 62-59, red 60-57.
be much longer to go now. Hardy's done a great craftsman job on the challenge, and he's got him pinned in his corner. Referee John Clark of it. He's done it! What a show from Billy Hardy.
Billy Hardy in dominant form just 3 months ago, retaining his British title in style. Now the Sunderland bantamweight is back in action again and looking for a world title lift. Crowtree Leisure Centre is Billy's second home, but his ambitions all focus on Laredo, Texas, where he fights once again for the IBF World Championship at the beginning of May. But first, he's looking for the perfect send-off, and the tough Mexican Francisco Ortiz is the man who stands in his way. The experienced bantamweight's last fight was against Canizales in December, and he took the world champion the distance. So, no titles on the line for Hardy this time, but the #1 contender is taking a major gamble so close to his long-awaited World Championship rematch. Our commentators are Reg Gutteridge with the former World Cruiserweight champion Glenn McCrory. But first, here's MC Mike Shinfield.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the main event on this evening's programme. National Promotions present an international bantamweight contest of 10 3-minute rounds, a match made at 8 stones 12 pounds. Presenting and introducing in this corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Mexico, Francisco Ortiz. And from Sunderland, ladies and gentlemen, the bantamweight champion of Great Britain, Billy Hardy. At the weigh-in today, both boxers were inside the stipulated 8 stones 12 pounds. The referee for this contest, Mr. Fred Potter.
Well, could be a bit risky in a way for Hardy, you know. I've heard of warm-ups before in the fight game when you're looking for a world championship, and sometimes they've turned out too hot. But, well, I'd be surprised on home territory, really, whether anybody could beat Hardy. Certainly in good shape, although he's fought this one almost at the featherweight limit, giving away some poundage here. He's 8 stone 12. He's got a box at 8 stone 6 against Canizales in Texas. So Ortiz, well, very much a jobbing type of Mexican fighter. They've got a conveyor belt of these in Mexico. They churn them out, these tough guys that can always guarantee to give you a fight. And of course that mark on his record only last December, having gone the distance with Orlando Canizales, and that puts him in with some sort of a chance. It must do. No doubt Hardy now wants to improve upon that and score a bit of a psychological win over the reigning champion. He gets exceptional support, Billy Hardy, in Sunderland, Glenn, doesn't he?
He does, fabulous support. The North East crowd are a great crowd, and they really come out for Billy.
Mind you, he deserves it in the sense that he's never been in a dull fight in his life. I remember when he turned pro, it was in London. And he used to get what we called nobbins, people throwing money in the ring. At 63 pounds he collected at the old National Sporting Club. But since then, he's got far more professional. Manager Denny Mancini's done a good job there, and Richie Smith, his new South African trainer, tightened up the defence a bit. I see he's holding his hands up already there. He's giving this fella some respect, isn't he?
He is, giving him a lot of respect, and I don't blame him. It's a difficult fight, and he's got the world title fight in the bag, and he's took on a good contender already. But he must feel quite confident about it. He's left Richard Smith at home in South Africa, and he's come to have this fight, so he must feel pretty confident.
You know, the fighters of the old days used to be cherished for this, having a fight immediately before a world championship. It's got to be admired. There's too many of them sitting back waiting for chances all the time. At least Billy Hardy takes his. The local referee, Fred Potter, there. He's pottering around a little bit there, isn't he? Not having to move too much.
Right, come on. Put your head up.
Billy started nice and comfortable. He's got his jab going, and the opponent looks quite good. He's come out with some nice counter punches, but Billy's nice and he's on top, and the crowd's behind him now, so he's looking good.
His boxing ability definitely has improved over the years. I mean, I remember quite well when he lost in the big matches as an amateur. to John Hyland and co, and then reversed those, didn't he? And did it well. And last time up, defeating Ronnie Carroll for the second time in defence of the championship, and in fact is the longest reigning British champion now, Billy Hardy.
He's very confident at the minute. He feels very good with Richard Smith in his corner. I've been to the gym and watched them work, and he works very well with Richard Smith. And I think he really fancies his chances against Cannizales, and I do too.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, but you know, they say over in Texas, you've got to knock them out to get a draw, Glenn.
That's right.
That's a little dangerous what the Mexican's doing there, just tapping gloves, almost apologising. You can get caught easily doing that.
I think they had a little clash of heads there, and he's just nodding in appreciation.
Yeah, the referee also said just tell him to watch his head, although I didn't think it was necessarily his fault. So there are Danny Mancini, the Londoner in the corner there, very experienced man, of course, matchmaker, promoter. His family is steeped in boxing over the years. Glenn, have a look in replay there.
He tries a nice little sneak left hook uppercut and catches Billy with that shot. But he's nice and protected, and he's looking for his shots, and a good right hand there, right on the chin.
Yeah, that's the one he's going to, I think, throw best. Sometimes I like his left hook too, Hardy. I mean, he's got ammunition in both hands.
He does. He has a good repertoire of punches. He can double it up with both hands as well.
So out for the second round, scheduled for 10. Well, it's going to be a friendly one, Glenn. I'm a bit worried about this, tapping gloves all the time.
It is. They both seem to have a respect for each other.
Yeah, nice and sporting, actually, but it's a bit dangerous.
Oh, very, especially the fight before a world title fight. He's got to, he's got to have his mind on his job, Billy, and not let anything slip.
It's far better than a good spar. We can see that. I'm not sure that he's a damaging puncher, Ortiz, by the look of it. He's only stopped 8 out of 37 opponents.
These Mexicans are always hungry guys, and a good win here will set his future up. So obviously he's going to be a cagey opponent.
Spurs a fighter on, doesn't it, Glenn? That sort of chanting. I mean, can you actually hear that? I assume you can when you're fighting.
Oh, you certainly can. It certainly gets you filled up, and you want to get into the business. The Northeast crowd are a fabulous crowd, and Billy loves fighting at home. He really feels at home here.
Nonetheless, let's give Ortiz a bit of credit. He doesn't seem to be too disturbed by anything at the moment. He's about a year older than Hardy. I don't know, I suspect he might even be older than that, because he's been a pro since 1981.
Well, he can obviously box some. He's just went the distance with Cannizales, so he can do a bit himself.
A little bit rough in there now. He's got to watch that with Cannizales, particularly on the other fellow's doorstep. Oh, that's a good right hand. There's a downward arc on that one too. That's the way to throw them. He sort of dropped that punch on the chin like that. He's willing to have a go, all right, Ortiz, isn't he? He's not backing off.
He's mixing up with a couple of beautiful shots there. Right uppercut, left hook, caught Billy on the chin. He's got to be careful. It's a difficult fight.
Oh, beautiful the way he put those together. I know Hardy's had a couple of quick wins in his career, but by and large, he makes hard work of a lot of fights. That's why he's such a colourful fighter. Well, he knows how to hold on, this fellow. He's experienced enough to do that. He's having a bit of problem with the sole of the boots there, isn't he? He's slipping on this canvas, I suspect. Maybe the corner man. I remember my family worked in the corners, and they would always score the soles of the boots with the scissors if there was a problem like that. But now, as you know, Ken, Glenn, they're not using rosin in the ring. They're nearly all rubber soles.
That's right. I think the soles are rubber, and the canvases now are different, tend to have a little bit of grip on them, so I don't think the need's there anymore.
So there you are then, the Oh, well, I wonder what happened there. He's just torn the boot. It's not an injury. If that was a footballer, we'd find a reason, but that's only a torn boot.
Yeah, his sole's beginning to drop off there.
You thought I was going to say poor old soul there, didn't you? But I daren't say that. Then in replay, then.
Beautiful right hand.
Yeah, he dropped it beautifully, right on the chin.
Right on the chin. He just teed that one up just before that with 2 nice left jabs. Just got the distance right, and then put the right hand in, which he's landing very well in this fight.
So the wash and brush up's over. Out for round 3. And there's that friendly touch of gloves again. It's almost like the little chats at the dentist before the extraction.
In a good fight, it's nice to see that they can start and touch gloves and then get on with a good fight. It's a little bit like the old days when the old fighters would touch gloves and then hammer away at each other.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of circus come into boxing in recent years, which I regret very much.
That's right. They're both professionals and they're going to do the business. Both guys want to win, so there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of respect for each other.
A little untidy now. He's got to watch this in case he gets cut there, Glenn.
That's right. I'd like to see Billy just keep it a little bit of long range and get the jab working, because that right hand works so well off the jab. Instead of getting tangled up in a little bit of a mess, which, as you say, can cuts and everything can happen there.
I don't know whether Ortiz can understand the local referee's lingo. I'm not sure. I often think the referee should have more sign language with these fellas. Tell him he's holding without really showing him what he was doing. Oh, good sharp punches there. He's a bit finely tuned for this one. No doubt he hasn't had to bother about getting down to 8 stone 6 Hardy. And whatever he weighs, which wasn't disclosed, 2 or 3 pounds over. It suits him, Glenn, obviously.
Yeah, I think it does suit him, yeah. He's never seemed to have any problem with the weight, but he looks very strong here and very sharp. And I suppose it's a little less of a worry not having to think about the weight. Nice left hook there and a good right hand. He's just starting to find his range now.
Yeah, so far he's taken him on the chin, but for how long, this fellow?
That's right.
He's creating what in golf speak would be called the collateral damage. Now he's got to get one on the target. I like it when he jabs away like that. He picks his opening. Well, that was a punch and a shove at the same time, I suspect there, but he's going to give him the count, but he's not getting the mandatory, although the Mexican think he is going to get. This is another problem we've got in British boxing, Glenn, isn't it? We ought to get the mandatory 8 now in regulation with the world.
I think so. Yeah.
They get confused, you see. He got up and wanted to walk around for a little while.
It's very difficult. They're not sure what's going to happen. It's a very confusing time. I think they should get the regulations to see him.
You don't have to worry about that one. He's going to count over that, all right. Is he going to get up? Yes, the bell has gone. And quite rightly, he gets up and walks to the corner. But the count would have continued. But in fairness, I think Ortiz was going to get up anyway. Got a peach of a punch.
It's a beautiful combination. He just put the 3 punches together and the left hook slotted in lovely there.
Now you can see it now there. So you're just setting him up for it. He's really got the eyes fixed on the target there. Jabs him off well. And there it is, that one. Bingo.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just perfect left hook, wasn't it? And
very good, but nice when he puts them together first.
He looked so disconsolate, didn't he? Sick sort of thing, the Mexican, when he went down. Thought, oh dear, what was that?
He's just putting together ready now. And the 1, 2, 3. Beautiful shot. Billy, he looks so confident these days. I think the defeat to Canizales in some ways did him the world of good, because I think it made him feel that he is one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah, well, as I say, for me it was so close that whatever way it went, there was no argument really. And in a lot of places in the world, a hometowner definitely would have given it to Hardy, but
that's true.
we've got this great spirit of fair play here and always wanted to show the foreigner that there's no prejudice. Sometimes I think that might be a bit of a mistake. And we're into round 4 then. No judges, of course. We did go the 10, Fred Potter, experienced referee in the northeast, of course. He would give the decision. But it looks as though the way he's getting range through there, Hardy, that he won't let this go the full distance. But he's not looking for a workout, Glenn, is he? Because he's throwing a lot of leather there, trying to stop this fella.
I think, you know, Billy, being sensible, will want to get this guy out of the way. It's still a fight, and it stands in the way of a big one. And he looks very sharp. He's putting his shots together nice here. So I think they want to get him out there as quick as he can.
He doesn't appear to be that much of a banger, though, the Mexican, does he? He slaps a lot of punches through.
Yeah, his right hand doesn't seem to land properly. He seems to, as you say, slapping it a little bit. Doesn't seem to be no power there.
He sort of puts the punches there rather than leans in with them.
That's right.
I do like the way Hardy's keeping composed with that stance like that. That's good training for the World Championship. Protect himself at all times.
I think he's going to go to Texas, Billy. But I think the Texas, the American crowd are going to like him because he's an action fighter and he comes forward, and you know, I think he'll be very favourable with their audience.
Yeah, he will as a whole, certainly the television audience out there, but the very big Mexican intake in Texas, as you well know, having visited there, and I'm afraid he's got to have the old deaf ears to that one. Start to see him start varying his work a little bit now, switching from head to body then.
Yeah.
Down back.
Yeah, he's got to keep his work coming out nice and fresh. You can't let the Mexican get in the fight, because these fellas, when they do, you know, get into the fight a little bit, are very hard men to get out of there.
Yeah, he mustn't allow him to take any play away from him. He's got to be the governor, to dictate. Just reached too long with that right hand there, Hardy. He was just out of distance. That one wasn't. He's still got sprightly legs, Ortiz. I don't know how much longer he can keep that up. He's soaked up a bit of punishment. For round 5, all calm and collected in Hardy's corner, and manager Mancini brought in a London matchmaker, former fighter Terry Toole, to help him out. So he's getting all the advice he needs there. I don't think he actually needs it now. Hardy's very competent, loves boxing in his hometown ring, understandably, and as Glenn McCrory was saying, since he fought Orlando Canizales for the World Championship in such a photo finish battle, just got a bit more composure than he used to have. He's not at times he was ragged at the start of his career, but not now. He's been around a long time, Glenn, hasn't he? He's only 26.
He's got him again.
Lovely punch that. Well, lovely for commentators, not for this poor fella. He knew what hit him there.
He looks a bit hurt there.
Oh yeah, now there's a mistake there, leaning forward to tap the gloves.
That's right.
All right at the start of a round maybe, but
certainly not
very
there.
Risky.
Especially when it's you that's been on the floor. It's protect yourselves at all times.
Yeah. Or run.
Billy's turning it on a bit now, and I think he's got to. I think the guy's eyes didn't look quite there, and it's a good opportunity now for Billy to get this one over with.
See, it's no use saying, well, now he can just use it as a gymnasium workout, but he can't afford to do that. Heads come in, cut eyes can happen, fights can be postponed. Oh, that was a peach. The left hook is a good punch, and again.
He's got that shot coming off lovely, the left, right and the left hook.
Full marks for courage for this fella. He's done well to get over that, hasn't he?
Very well to get back in the fight. You've seen before about Billy being young, and he's 26, and our careers have been quite both together. We boxed for Young England together, we started together in the amateurs and came along the same route. We both went to London together and won British titles, and I'd love to see Billy win the world title as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, in your case, you must have slept in a grow bag and left him behind.
I think I did.
It's really all over by the shouting here. If he wants to really pile it on Hardy. He's been stopped quite a few times before, but always against good class opposition, Ortiz. There's too many cynics really, Glenn, isn't it, that say, well, you'll have somebody who's bound to lie down. Well, this fella's taken more stick than I'd be prepared to take miles away from home anyway.
Certainly, the man does not want to lie down whatsoever. I mean, he come back there. When he looked, it was a very good left hook put him down. He looked in decidedly a lot of trouble, and he's come back very well, and just at the end of that thing put a good combination in.
And there we can see it now coming in. See that good protection. I like to see that. Holds the hands up well. As you were saying earlier, the sort of a left uppercut comes in there. It's sickening, really. That's what's happening. He's saying there's nothing I can do with this fella, Ortiz. He's made up his mind.
He's hanging in there. That's
yeah.
A couple of times he's been on the floor, and yet he's still coming out for more. So he's as game as they come.
So when Hardy looks in his corner, those two there, Mancini and Toole, he thinks, well, there's a couple of lived-in faces here. They know all about this business. Round 6. And obviously Billy Hardy, British champion in this non-title fight, a mile ahead on points. And had the Mexican down a couple of times now, and well, if he gets on with his job, well, it'll be perfect training for the big battle to come in Texas.
I think it's turned out to be a very good warm-up. They've done the homework well, and they've got the right sort of fight for Billy, and he's getting some good work in here. And he's not getting it all his own way, but he's getting all his shots together, and it's a very good warm-up.
Tell you what, Glenn, all we need now is Stormy Norman in his corner in Texas, and we got a winner all the way here.
That's right, it certainly is.
But that old saying, Glenn, as you well know, it's the loneliest place in the world once that bell goes and the seconds jump out. It's a one-to-one sport, this one, and a hard business if you're a pro.
It is. It's the hardest game of all. And as you say, when everybody gets out, you're on your own. Billy's doing the job very well. He looks very comfortable. He's not taking too much, and he's getting his own shots through. And his jab, I think his jab's working well, and that's something he's got to really go for with Canizales.
Yeah, you've got to keep stealing punches with the left hand. You know, keep Canizales occupied. But meanwhile, let's worry about this one, of course, because it's not over yet. Oh, he slipped there. Probably a little bit of wet in the corner. As I said early on in the fight, he was having trouble with the canvas. Oh, you see, when we were talking about that, that really was risky. And if he'd have hit him on the chin, probably Hardy would have won no favours with his home crowd there. They'd probably been on the other guy's side. He should not do that.
Yes, it's nice to have respect in that, but you know, you can't do it all the time, especially when Billy's getting on there looking like he's going to tag him, and then the other guy sticks his hands out to say, well, you know, let's be friends.
Yeah, right. All right, I won't give you an argument if you won't, but, you know, Hardy doesn't want that. He wants him to come in and battle. Oh, again. Well, we keep telling him, Ben, he's definitely not going to listen to us, so we won't bother anymore. Well, that's Denny Mancini refereeing, as you can hear out there. Stop holding, you can probably catch that corner.
Yeah, I think Ortiz is trying to survive now. I think he's pretty sick.
Well, he's going to get well, not only the 8, he's carrying on with it.
Box on!
No, and he said box on. I thought at that point he might have stopped it.
Yeah, he's looking better,
He's not looking for a way out. He wants to go out with a professional's pride. So I've seen boxers go out with taking a lot less than that, and I think he's well pleased to hear that bell. It sounded a bit like Big Ben, I should think, to him. Well, I don't know what the corner must be thinking there, those men. They would be saying, well, what chance have we got now? Shall we pull him out or not, or give him one more shot? And there's Fred Potter there just making sure that he's got Hardy winning every round. And again in replay, Glenn.
He seems to slip a bit forward there. Billy's rumbling in, throwing the shots, but you know, the guy's hurt. He's took a steady beating, and he's starting to go over now.
Yeah, he just winced the old eyes there as if to say, I've had enough of this. And then the rounds ball lady goes around there, and I'm just wondering how many people actually look at the number of the round. Wait for the bell, he's saying. I don't think the Mexican quite understands that local lingo there. Accent, I should say. 7th round. Next round punches back at all. He just wants to protect himself there, Ortiz.
It's good to see that Billy's not going wild. He knows the guy's hurt, he knows the guy maybe wants to get out of there, but he's not going wild. He's coming behind his jab and putting the shots together nice. He's showing a nice bit of professionalism and a bit of patience.
Yeah, that's good. It's the difference between champions and chumps. Now then, he's got a, oh, it's all over. He's not going to like that Openo Ortiz. He thinks he's just taking a count up with him. He's having a bit of an argument with him. He might have picked a different spot actually to stop that fight, referee Potter, but you can't blame him for doing so. 5 times down, and he's there to be compassionate and not please the Mexican. All friends, the old friendly cuddle at the end, all is forgiven. And no doubt he's saying, well, you're going to fight my Mexican chum Canizales next. And we'll see what happens there. But this fellow doesn't change his expression at all.
After 40 seconds of round 7, ladies and gentlemen, with Ortiz not in a position to continue, the referee has stopped the contest. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, Billy Hardy.
And we get the obligatory thank you from promoter Mickey Duff. And finally, this replay, Glenn.
Nice right hand, right on the whiskers. That right hand worked good all night long.
Gentlemen, your appreciation, please.
I think the right hand had done the damage.
Loser, Francisco Ortiz.
It was a good performance. I felt it myself. I could have boxed a little bit more in the early and the later rounds, but it was a performance probably that I need before the Canizales fight. And I'd just like to congratulate Ortiz because he's very tough and very durable. And I'd like to thank my management for getting me such a tough and a durable opponent, because without that, I couldn't have got into the Canizales fight without it.
You had him down twice in the third. Did you think that was going to be it then?
No, well, we saw the fight against another guy boxed, and he was very tough. But we knew he was going to come back and give all he got.
He went 10 rounds with the champion. He couldn't manage that with you.
Well, hopefully I'm bettering myself at each performance. And Canizales is staying still. And May the 4th, hopefully I can bring the world title back to Sunderland and perform in front of the people of Sunderland as a world champion.
Did you feel you were risking a lot tonight by taking this fight with Canizales in the offing?
Every fight is a risk, no matter how important or how less it is. And I'm just glad that I did have the fight.
I know you gave Denny Mancini, your manager, next to you, a little worry or two beforehand, Denny, because, come and have a word, you did feel that Billy was taking a bit of a risk, even though he did want the fight.
Boxing is a risk business. He could box in the gym and get his eye cut or so forth, but I think that this little exercise this evening will benefit him when he goes to Laredo, Texas, and when we bring home the championship, or he brings home the championship.
You don't have to worry about that one. He's going to count over that, all right. Is he going to get up? Yes, the bell has gone. Been around a long time, Glenn, hasn't he? He was only 26. Oh, he's got him again. Lovely punch, that.
Glasgow's Donnie Hood bids tonight to keep the title in Scotland as he makes his first defence of the WBC International Bantamweight title that he won on fight night last year. Good evening from Glasgow's Hospitality Inn as Donnie Hood takes on the challenge of Openo from the Philippines. Hood won the WBC International title here 6 months ago when he won a split points decision against another Filipino, Samuel Duran. A successful defence here could bring him a tilt at the new world champion. He's Greg Richardson from the United States. But first of all, of course, Hood has to get past tonight's challenger. The Filipino, Openo, has just one defeat in his 21-fight career. Donnie Hood, well, this is his 6th appearance on fight night. He's lost only 1 of his last 10 fights. He's had 2 fights since he won that international title last year, but his build-up to this one has been unusual, to say the least.
Donnie Hood's preparation has followed the usual pattern based at the Glasgow gymnasium of his manager Alex Morrison. But he departed from the norm in his final warm-up contest by going behind bars at one of Scotland's top security prisons. Shotts Prison near Glasgow houses some of the country's toughest criminals, but the governor's introduced a scheme to bring sections of the community inside the barbed wire. Hood got a great welcome from 200 of the inmates for the fight against Redcard's Dave Buxton, who at 9 stone 2 was half a stone heavier. Some of the advertisers on the programme had fun with the boxing puns. One agency offered best wishes to Donnie and all the other Hoods inside. There was unanimous support, of course, for the Scot. A fair number of Mars bars and telephone cards were wagered on the outcome, which was rarely in doubt. The Englishman offered some stout resistance, but Hood came through unscathed when Buxton failed to come out for the 6th round. Tonight's battle will be a bit different for Donnie Hood.
So we're ready to go then, scheduled for 12 rounds. It's sponsored by Telstar Video Entertainment. Our commentators, Jim Watt and Reg Gutteridge.
So Mickey Van then from Leeds just gives them the rundown there. And let's hope that the hospitality becomes hostility, at least for the scheduled 12 rounds, because this is a mandatory defence by Donnie Hood. This fellow Openo was supposed to fight Hood at one time, and he defeated Samuel Duran, whom Hood fought for the championship at Kelvin Hall.
Hood's just been caught cold, Reg, with the first punch of the fight. Openo threw a looping left hook. It caught him, just staggered him slightly, but thankfully he seems to have recovered, but just completely cold he was caught in.
Yes, he looks a bit handy. The talk of the town is that this Filipino knows his business. He's a couple of years younger than Hood at 25, and he's lost only 1 in his career, and that was right at the start.
Well, the way Openo moved around waiting for the introductions, Reg, he looks very fluent, nice and sharp. He actually looks the part of being a half-decent fighter. And the way he moves around at the beginning of the first round here, he looks nice and confident, very compact. This could be a tough defence for Donnie Hood.
Well, on past form, Jim, he'll have to be good to beat Donnie Hood, because he's really been going well, and I thought he wasn't flattered with a mere split decision when he won last time. I thought it was a very clear victory. Well, he certainly hasn't got the nerves about fighting away from home, Openo. I think he's been made fairly welcome in Glasgow anyway, and he seems to have responded to it.
Openo is pretty short, Reg, but he gets a good length onto his punches. He really steps in with him, and I think he has a slightly longer reach than you would expect in a man of his height. He's pinned Hood a couple of times already, and he caught him with a nice right hand, which I think has slightly damaged Hood's right eye. I don't know if it's just a little graze or if it's a little sight of blood on Hood's eyebrow, but that was the right hand punch that did that.
Yeah, he's prone to cuts, isn't he, Jim? Donnie Hood, unfortunately.
Yep, I think I can just see some blood coming down. I saw the punch that did it, Reg. It was a sweeping right hand. See, this fellow gets, look at the length he gets onto these punches. well balanced. This fella looks a little bit dangerous at this stage, Reg.
Yeah, what a pity. That's demoralising for Huddle, though. Of course, he won't realise quite what's happening with it. Whether it's a serious injury or not, I wouldn't have thought. It isn't serious at this stage, but obviously it's not going to get better, and it's going to be a night's work for the cornerman.
The last thing you want, Reg, in a 12-rounder is a cut in the opening round. And this fellow looks very compact. He looks fairly powerful, fairly strong too.
And it was in the first minute as well, Jim. So the corner there, Willie Connolly's got to work on it there. Charlie Kerr, the veteran trainer. And they've got to get the coagulates working on this fellow now. They must be very concerned. Meanwhile, referee Mickey Van collects the scores from Adrian Morgan and Billy Rafferty, the two judges, but the referee does score should it go the 12 rounds. He's fought his way through cuts before, maybe, well, he's got to do it again now. Round two. He was very heavily jawed. Filipino there, looks like he absorbs the punch well. Beautifully built bantamweight, actually, the challenger. Came in just a couple of ounces overweight first time up today, Donnie Hood, but then came in 2 ounces under the Wizard of 2 Oz. And the promoter there, Morrison, sitting in Hood's corner, must be concerned now.
Hood's trying to make good use of the long left lead now, followed by the hook, which is, I think he's felt the strength of this little fellow in the first round, and that added to the cut in his right eyebrow. I think he wants to try and keep this at long range for a couple of rounds, but this fellow's dangerous with the long sweeping punches that he throws.
Yeah, there was an example, Jim, of what you were saying. He's got strange reach. He doesn't look it when he's shaped up like that, but when he releases the arms, it's certainly got spidery, really.
Yeah, he also leans forward with the punches. You know, his hips and his shoulders move in with the punch, which gives him that extra couple of inches. I don't think this is going to be an easy one for Hood. Hood's got a little bit of rhythm into his boxing now. His jab's working well. This is better stuff now. He's finding a bit of rhythm.
Certainly the crowd trying to give him all the encouragement. He's going to need it at the moment. A touch of sportsmanship right at the start when the Filipino presented Donnie Hood with a miniature pair of boxing gloves.
See, Hood's putting a little bit snap into the jab now. At the early part of the round, he was just kind of flicking with it, but he's going to have to put some power into it to discourage this fellow. This is better now. Hood finding a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of snap into that jab.
Smart round, actually, as we get the countdown clock there by Donnie Hood. He's used it at long range, given his damaged eye a little chance to get the coagulates to work a bit and stop bleeding. They're confusing with a different boxer's name on his sweater there, Willie Connolly. There it is, as I say, as Gary Newborn was saying, he's only lost 1 in his last 10. Having a very good run, but Was jockeying about trying to get a shot at the British title, which of course is held by Billy Hardy. But he's got trouble on his hands fighting Canizales in Texas soon. Ken Buchanan, former lightweight champion of the world, hasn't been on a pro show for some time, he was telling me. Round 4, tough looking hombre, isn't he? Oh dear. So going to take, yes, he takes the mandatory count. I was only querying that, being a British referee and British judges, but of course they're boxing under WBC international rules. And I agree with that. They should make all of them now mandatory 8s.
Well, I think Openo has been told by his corner to lift the pace, and he certainly did that at the beginning of the round there. Another sweeping punch. Hood wasn't seriously troubled. As soon as he landed on the floor, his head had cleared. But those things don't do your confidence a lot of good.
I don't know whether that's just a lot of blood splashed below the eye there of Hood, Jim, or has he got a problem below the right eye as well? We'll find out when he comes closer to us. Oh, caught each other there. And quite rightly, he's counting that as a knockdown. I'm not sure I agree with that. That's a standing count, Jim.
Well, as a punch put him over, Reg, the punch landed, down he went, and he met himself coming back up again. But it was a punch that put him over, and that's a brave decision by the referee. A good decision, Reg. It was definitely a punch. We saw the punch land. But Openo in no trouble whatsoever.
Oh, this is some championship battle now.
Well, Openo has decided to raise the pace, and Donnie Hood looks quite pleased about the fact that he's come firing back well. Again, Openo's dangers with his head, Reg. A couple of times his head's banged on, and Hood's come off worse.
Minute to go in the 4th. Going to start the beginning of a war of attrition now, Jim, isn't it? They're standing more or less toe-to-toe.
Yeah, well, Hood was finding a nice little rhythm. Oh, that was a good shot, Reg. That was the best punch of the fight so far. Hood's taken it well, but you can see he's clinching there. That shot must have troubled Donnie Hood.
Demanding that he steps back when he calls break there.
Well, again, one of these long right hands, but that one certainly shook Donnie Hood. That was a far better punch than the one that put him over.
Just the one that followed it, Jim, was well out of range, a bit sloppy, the next one. They're coming up then for the end of the round. Well, hasn't been beaten by a British fighter for 3 years now, Donnie Hood. Keeps sorting out these hard nuts from abroad. Jim, first knockdown coming up.
Here comes the fact that the sweeping right hand to come over. Hood pulls away, over it comes, caught him in the downward motion, good shot, but as soon as he landed, his head was cleared again. He's certainly in good shape, Hood.
Now, here's the other one, Jim.
Watch a little left hook here, bang, see it? It was a punch, Reg. Okay, a stumble, down he goes, but there was definitely a punch that caused the stumble. A brave decision by the referee, but I feel a good decision.
Round 5. Very much tit for tat there, up and down.
Well, I think the important thing, see, there's that sneaky right hand again, but at least Hood has found in the previous round that he can just a bit match this fellow for punching power. But obviously he doesn't want to take too many chances. But if it becomes toe-to-toe, and it looks as though Donnie can hold his own.
They're doing a good job in the corner there, Jim. patching that eye up of Hood, aren't they?
Yeah, it's an excellent job, Reg. As I said, it is a bad cut. The fact that it's not bleeding takes your attention away from it, but they've done an excellent job. See, Hood's still not allowing Openo to push him back, and that good tactics.
A lot of mutual respect going on now, Jim. They've both been on the deck briefly.
Yeah, well, Hood's concentration has really been bang on tonight. He knows he can't afford to make any mistakes, and he's made very few. A couple of times, right at the start of a round, he's been caught napping. But he really has, his thinking and his concentration has been good tonight.
Hunting now by Filipinos, firing them in salvos.
Some nice defensive boxing from Hood too, Reg. Kept his chin well out of trouble there.
Not the sort of opponent, Jim, if we come up to the end of the round, Openo, that you feel that you could wear down. He looks like he's built for stamina.
Yeah, certainly no signs of weakness, but Hood's still a little bit sharper than he is, Reg, moving around well.
So let's hope they don't run out of adrenaline. 1 in 1,000 coagulant that the Boxing Board of Control only allow in the corner. As they really plug in that injury there. And in replay, right at the beginning of the round there, we'll watch this. See, he backs off well there, doesn't he, Donnie Hood? And then you get that fast right hand comes in. It's amazing how he reaches Hood. It's a long way from him too. And again. Sixth round of this WBC International Bantamweight Championship. 8 stone 5 and 14 ounces Hood, 8 stone 4 Openo. It's just as well he gets a bit wild at times, doesn't he, Openo, with the right hand, Jim? I mean, if you made them accurate, Hood would be in trouble, but he misses sometimes 2 out of 3, but still 1's enough if it lands.
Yeah, I don't think Openo is used to this kind of opponent. I think where he comes from, they tend to stand their ground a little bit more, but Hood has boxed well, always in the move, always in and out, nice, good sharp movements, and Openo has found it difficult to pin him down. See, Openo wants to let the big punches go, but Hood won't stay at peace long enough. So you can see that cut there, Reg. That is a bad cut.
Yeah, they've done well to staunch that with seconds.
See, Openo has never been able to cut the ring down on Hood. He's followed him around, but he hasn't moved across. But that was another one of these sweeping right hands that's just caught Hood again.
great deal of, well, professionalism in many ways, Donnie Hood, from back to the time when we saw him here with Brian Holmes. Cracking contest, but he's just got that bit of craft in his work now.
Yeah, well, the fact that he kept his cool after the cut in the first round, Reg, that says a lot for the experience he's picked up. And this has never been an easy one. A little complaint there from Openo. That's sometimes a good sign when the opponent begins to become frustrated. But Hood's still looking well, still moving around sharply.
It's a long haul bringing these fellows in, the promoters and officials, of course, all the way from the Philippines. And just as well that they getting a bit of sponsorship by Telstar Video Entertainments.
See, very few of Openo's punches are actually landing on target, Reg. Hood has managed to slip them and smothered most of them. He's not taken too many clean shots.
I haven't really got time to talk a lot of tactics in that corner now, Jim. It's just a question of working on the eye and probably saying keep him at long range and pick your punches or something like that, eh?
Yeah, it's just a case of keeping Donnie pumped up here, although I don't think that's a problem. He obviously wants to hang on to his title, but Donnie's boxing well. He's not making too many mistakes. Whenever he misses with a punch, he's getting his chin down nice and quickly and catching the counters on his arms and shoulders, the top of his head. He's not, as I say, making many mistakes. He just wants to keep this pace going and try to keep this fella backed up whenever possible. But you can see he's still moving around sharply here. Still good concentration. That was a little, one of these sneaky right hands that just kind of whizzed by his chin then.
And we're out for round 7. A lot of tension you can feel among the spectators here. I doubt whether the boxers have bothered with that too much. I think too much in their minds to be tense about anything. That's the old-fashioned sparring for opening bit there, Jim, isn't it?
Yep, and I think Hood quite pleased at this. If he could have the first minute of it, all the remaining rounds at this easy pace, then I think Hood would be quite delighted. This little fellow, away from home, he should be trying to put the champion under a lot more pressure than this. But he has tended to pose a little bit and stand off, looking for single shots. Oh, lovely shot from Hood.
Now that was a peach of a punch. The first time really that he's got through with an uppercut, Hood. That's the way to make him this. Done well there, Hood. Good round this for the Scot.
I thought when the pace slowed down slightly that Openo would come into his own, but it's the opposite in this round, Reg. Hood has taken full advantage. Two lovely right hands, bang on the target. He's taken nothing back. A good round for young Donnie Hood.
Minute to go in the 7th. Oh, he really picked his punches well. A good round this for Hood.
See, Hood's still been able to box at his own pace. He's not under any pressure here. He's moving around, picking shots. All the mistakes are coming from Openo.
It's the most dominant round he's had, Jim Hood, isn't it?
Yep, he really has controlled the action in this round. This is his biggest round so far, Reg. Lovely boxing. Openo has achieved absolutely nothing in this round, Reg. He hasn't really landed a single decent punch.
No, and the cheers go in there, the chants, the crowd knew it, and certainly Hood knew it. Now then, let's have another look at this in replay there. Bingo, that was the best punch, Jim, wasn't it?
Best punch of the fight so far, Reg. Yeah, that was a quality punch. Beautiful little right hand, bang on the chin. Didn't shake the little fellow, but a lovely punch will do Hood's confidence a lot of good.
There it is there. It's one that he didn't go down from there. He's a tough guy. And we're into the 8th round then of this championship battle. Jim, how have you got it so far?
Yeah, I've got Hood in front, Reg. Lovely attacking boxing. His defensive boxing has been exceptionally good tonight. He really hasn't been caught by too many quality punches, too many clean punches. Now and again, Openo lands him on the end of one of some of these long looping punches. But Hood really boxing well, very controlled boxing. And I think a telltale sign at the end of the last round, Openo looked very sad, despondent as he went back to his corner. He knew he had a bad round, and he should really be coming out charging at the beginning of this round if he has anything left. But he's still looking for that one single shot.
Hood comes from a real fighting family. I notice his grandfather walking around, fidgeting around the ring, going to his corner in the intervals there. Imagine how the old boy feels. All that hard training now is so necessary, Jim. He likes to go up to the Highlands, do a bit of walking and camping here at Hood, so that's all paying off now, keeping in condition. In the last furlongs of the fight, don't hold, says Nicky Van, pulling him onto the punch.
See, Openo would like to draw Hood into a brawl. Now and again he tries to knock him out of his stride with some untidy tactics, but referee Van keeping on his top then. But Openo hasn't raised the pace at all, Reg. I think he's beginning actually to feel the pace. See, he's missed with a lot of punches. Hood has forced him into throwing punches when he wasn't set to throw them. And I think he might be feeling the pace a little bit, but he should be raising the pace now if he has much left.
He might have a big final fling if he can, but possibly a bit demoralised, which does surprise me.
Hood just becoming a little bit ragged in the last half minute or so, Reg.
Countdown then for the end of the 8th. Ninth round, and it's very pleasing that right in almost the first minute of the fight that Hood was cut around the right eye. The seconds have worked on it well, and he really hasn't bothered him at all. If Openo decides to try and box his way out of this, I think he'll come a bad second.
See, Openo being so strong with a little bit of punching power, he should be coming forward, but Hood's never allowed that to happen. Hood has taken the centre of the ring for a great... There goes a little left hand, didn't trouble Hood. But a little bit of desperation now. Openo's trying to... Oh, another shot, see it again. Hood's going to have to get his defences together, Reg. This is the last thing he needs.
A relentless battle in its way, this, though, isn't it? The old line about no quarter given or sought there.
See, Hood's just been using single punches, single jabs in this round, and Openo beginning to come through those jabs. I think he's going to have to double up and maybe start bringing the right hand in. See, now the pace is slowed. Hood is not getting the jab in and getting out quick enough. He's running into trouble in this round. I think if he's going to stay in punching range, he's going to have to throw 3s and 4s. No good throwing single shots and standing there.
Just caught a bit off balance there. His legs might have rocked a bit from a punch. Didn't really take advantage of the big winning round in the 8th, Jim, did he, Hood?
No, he came out in the next round. It wasn't a bad round for him, but he didn't follow up on it. And he's kind of using single punches here, single little jabs. And Openo is coming through the jabs. This is not really a good round for Hood. He's not taking too much punches, but we're not seeing much success from him. He's lost some of his rhythm here. Obviously, the pace is beginning to tell in both boys. It has been a bit of a pace all the way through, but these single shots are not what Hood needs. See, even if he lands, he's getting caught with a counter.
So some words from the former world champion, Ken Buchanan.
Putting up the best he can at the moment. This guy is like a windmill, like, you know. I think Donnie should have went to Holland to train for this fight. He should be either stepping inside these punches or keeping well away from them, like, you know, one of the two. But this guy's coming on to a fight now, like, you know, and I'd like to see Donnie step up his pace a wee bit more, be a wee bit more sharper, a wee bit more positive. Then I think this guy a weekend, but he's got to watch his stupid big right-handers, because that's the only thing that's stopping this guy from winning the fight.
10th round. Is it close enough, Jim, that these final rounds could produce a winner, apart from the obvious knockout, I mean, if it went to points?
Yeah, definitely. The 8th and 9th, Hood let things slip a little bit. He had an excellent 7th round, not quite so good in the 8th, but a little bit careless in the 9th then. So Hood really wants to get... We're not looking for strong, powerful punches here. He's not going to stop this man, but we want to see him putting punches together, 2s and 3s. The single shots, when he throws them, Openo's coming right through and landing his own counters, which are a little bit more solid now that the pace has slowed. So Hood's going to have to raise the pace, not power, but a little bit of speed and put punches together.
As you say, the weariness of battle might make that a bit difficult for him.
I see some blood coming now from Openo's left eye edge. I don't know if that was a little clash.
Yes, it looked like it. They both acknowledged it too, didn't they? He's calling them together. Mickey Van wants to give them a lecture about the heads.
It doesn't look a bad cut, Red. Just a little nick on the side of the left eye, but you don't get good cuts, as we always say.
But they've been even on the knockdowns and now even on the cut eyes.
The pain is beginning to come through these little leads of the Hood, Reg, and we don't really like the look of that. That was better from Hood. That was a good, solid shot.
And that's the way to press his advantage.
This is better now, Reg. He's answered the challenge.
Gone up in gear, isn't he, Jim, now?
This is what he has to do. Another 2 good rounds, and I reckon this fight would be beyond Openo. But it's close enough that Hood can't really afford any more mediocre rounds. have been a few kind of close, untidy rounds, Reg, that could have gone either way. I would still feel that Hood is in front. But as I say, those untidy rounds would keep this fight close.
Well, in recent scoring in fights, Jim, we can't tell, particularly the Eubanks and Sherry fight. It's difficult what we think. Well, on the other hand, we've got chances here with British referees and judges. So now this is where, Jim, as I said, he changed gear for a while there, Donnie, and went chasing his man, didn't he?
Yeah, we saw some better action from Hood in that round. But he didn't sustain it all the way through the round, but it's been a hard fight, Reg, we can't expect that. But we've seen some better quality work from the champion there.
Round 11. Remember, the scorecards after each round are given to the supervisor, Ray Clark, appointed by the WBC, former British Boxing Board of Control Secretary, etc. And he tots them up as they go along. So the judges don't keep a copy of their scores as they go along. So they might not realise themselves who's in front of the stage.
Well, we would expect a bit of a charge from Openo in the last couple of rounds, Reg. I would say of the two, he needs it a little bit more. So we would expect him in the last couple of rounds to put Hood under a bit of pressure. We'll see if he can manage to do that.
He wants to get involved, Hood, Jim, but he's just a bit scared that he doesn't want to throw anything away. He's got to have a little bit of care here.
Yeah, this is a little kind of scrappy round. Hood's been caught here. Hood again trying to rely on single punches and it's not working. I feel much happier when Hood puts punches together in 2s and 3s. Single shots don't keep this man at bay.
I really don't know how the referee could hear the corner man above all this din, but still, he's doing his job. It's a close one for me, Jim. I'd make him about a 1 point up at this stage, Donnie Hood.
Yeah, well, this is a scrappy round, Reg, and Openo has landed some long-range shots. Not a great deal of damage in them, but Hood's work has been scrappy. So I'd hoped maybe Hood could really raise the pace in the last couple of rounds. But no, his work certainly hasn't improved in the 11th here. The good news, I suppose, is that Openo hasn't managed a massive drive either. So we're seeing a kind of scrappy 11th round here.
Good start, Donnie Hood, though. The end of the 11th. So 3 minutes to go then. So having a wave play on there, referee Mickey Van. He's done a good job here, done a good fight, so therefore the referee hasn't got to get himself too tangled up with him now. It may be a bit dramatic to say this, Jim, but I wonder if it really could depend on this last round.
Well, as we say, Reg, a lot of rounds which could have gone one way or the other, and we have 3 officials. I feel that so far Openo hasn't actually managed to take Hood's title. Hood, in the earlier part of the fight, his work was far better, good rhythm. In the last couple of rounds, a few scrappy rounds, but this is what we're looking for, pinning him on the end of these jabs and then getting back out of trouble again. I feel I still slightly favour Hood. I don't feel Openo has done enough to take his title away from him.
No, I agree with that. I wouldn't argue with that, but I think it's a close one. But as I said, repeat, English referee, I should say, and Scottish and Welsh judges. The referee does score.
I tell you, Hood certainly doesn't need a bad round in the last here, Reg. If he's going to stay in punching range, he better pump out some punches. He's lingering and not throwing punches.
If it could possibly be a draw, who knows? So Hood retains the championship. On the other hand, Jim, maybe one or two of the judges have got one of them a clear winner, and that would then be Hood, I would have thought.
Yeah, I don't see a clear winner. I would say Hood, possibly a couple of rounds, Reg, if he can nick this round, or at least not lose this round. Hood has produced the better work over the piece, I feel. A couple of bad rounds. This, again, is a scrappy round. I think, obviously, Hood is feeling the pace, and this little fellow, although he is tired, he's still pretty strong. And Openo is the one trying to set the pace in the last round here.
Minute to go. And a good finish to a good championship like this. Well, the crowd are singing Hood home.
I think over the piece, Reg, Hood, we've seen some good attacking boxing, some nice defensive boxing, and I feel he's just done enough.
And the irony is, Jim, his eyes worsened right in the last half minute.
That is a terrible cut, Reg. That really is a bad cut. Full credit to the corner for keeping that under control. That is a horror.
There, that's quite a finisher. I think that bell sounded like the chimes of Big Ben there to Donnie Hood when he knew that the eye was bleeding badly again at the finish. Certainly the Filipino doesn't seem to be disconsolate. So now this long wait and the old sweaty palms as the referee collects the judges' cards and hands them to the supervisor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision.
Well, didn't surprise me.
Mr. Rafferty scores the contest 115 to 114 in favour of Hood.
1 point by the Scottish judge for Hood.
Referee Morgan scores the contest, Judge Adrian Morgan scores the contest 114 to 115 Openo.
So 1 point the other way, that's how close it is. And now here it is. The referee scored this one.
Referee Mickey Van scores the contest 116 to 113.
Big one.
To the still bantamweight.
So Donnie Hood gets it.
Donnie Hood.
It was the referee scoring at the end that won it for him, 116 to 113. That's a single point per round. So Donnie Hood, in a really tough fight here at Hospitality Inn in Glasgow, retains his WBC International Championship.
So you retain your belt, but that was a very close thing again, another split points decision.
It was hard. As I said in the last one, they were hard boys. They're hard boys for a hard school. I had to really pull it out in that one because they hit hard.
You had a new cutsman tonight, Willie Conley, and I think we should pay him a tribute because he kept you in that fight. That is a terrible cut.
Willie done a great job in my eyes.